Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producers here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
So we'll talk texting service in a second.
Okay.
Because
this
is the first time the FCC has got us.
They got us. I think it
has
a lot to do with you flapping your gums. Like, oh, they got us. God,
Stop mentioning them all
You're
the
like,
time.
I can go into the street and I can say any word I want, and the FCC can't get me. I'm Big Tom Bear. Hey, FCC, why don't you suck it?
No, come on. Well, they got our texting service.
Yeah, they got us.
Anyway,
got us
we'll
good.
talk
a bit
about
of a
it.
snafu.
But first, we'll talk about this program that Drive Shack's been doing, one of our great sponsors that started with us at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
They're right there in Lake Nona, and it's a 3-level driving range, right?
Yeah, it's a 3-level computerized driving range
Interactive
with a full
experience.
liquor bar and kitchen.
Yes.
That's the way.
Yeah.
It is an electronic driving. Now, when you think driving range, you think of my dad going out there with a stained V-neck shirt hitting a bucket of balls. That's not what this is.
Yeah. With the technology, the ball tracking
They have
technology.
TrackMan ball track technology.
You're playing video games basically while you're
skee ball, darts, regular golf, any course around the world.
Kill the alien. Anyway, but they also have these leagues, kind of like a bowling league.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about them. They had the winter league, and now they're going into like spring or summer league.
Yep.
Anyway, our buddy Tommy Gilligan plays in them, and I wanted him to come on and just tell us what the leagues are, because we've been promoting them like they're bowling leagues, but I have no idea.
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but a lot
I
of
could've
your
probably read
favorite
it.
celebrities, and I'm kind of loosely lumping us in there, but a lot of your favorite celebrities and radio personalities will pontificate about things that they say are amazing. And guess what, guys? They don't know nothing about nothing. They don't know. They've never been to the place. They've never been to the place. And they're like, you're going to love the TrackMan ball tech. But we've actually been there. But I'm saying, Moose.
Yeah. You just read the thing.
You just read the thing. Give me the money. I don't care if you use it or not.
Yeah. They're like, buy this. And we're like, I don't know. Even know what that is.
Yeah,
It's
is
like,
it good? Oh, absolutely, it's good. Have you used it? No comment.
So, Tommy, are you there?
Yes.
So,
Hold on.
tell us about the Drive Shack. Is it the spring? Are we going to the summer leagues?
Spring.
It's the May-June league. I'm not sure what
It's
season
spring
that-
season.
what season
So from May 1st to June 26th is the spring season.
Okay, so
Okay.
it just started. And
Yeah.
Spring into golf with Drive Shack.
and so, Tommy, how do these leagues work?
Yeah, so yesterday was the first week, but it's a 8-week playing league. So every Monday you go in. It's open from like 6 to 9, and then 1 hour of practice, and then you have 2 hours to play a game each week. And it's scheduled so all the teams play the same game and get a total score for that game, and you get standings based on each week for a winner at the end of the league.
And you're not just playing the same game. So sometimes you're doing darts, and sometimes you're doing closest to the pin. So they jump around to the different variations of games that they have on the TrackMan technology.
Yeah, so each week is a different game usually. Sometimes
cool.
some of them cycle. Like yesterday we played the blackjack, and then the next week we'll play like the par 3 course,
Nice.
9 holes or something like that. And yeah, each week is different.
And then how many people are on each league or each team?
So they keep 4 scores, so it's 4 to 6 people usually per team, and then the best 4 scores on the team get written down or are part of the actual official scoring. So usually 4 to 6 people. Yeah.
Okay. So that's pretty cool. Like, so you
That's great.
get 4 to 6 people together. You meet there on Mondays, and it seems like you don't have to be there exactly the same time. You with the 2-hour window.
It's
right?
a little loose.
Yeah, so they give you a full hour practice, so you can just play whatever you want or do whatever you want for the hour. The league starts usually at around 7 o'clock. The games usually take an hour to an hour and a half to finish, depending on how good you are. And then the rest of the time, you can just play other games, anything you want for the rest of the time. And we usually stay after 9 o'clock. They're usually pretty open about that. So we're usually there for 3 to 3.5 hours a night, basically
awesome.
pre-played.
That's awesome. And not sitting on your butt and actually doing something fun.
So is your team going to win, Tommy? Can Tom and Dan sponsor your team And
like you would sponsor a poker player.
Yeah, have some jerseys and
jerseys. Hold on a second, jerseys.
Jerseys.
Well, like some polos.
God.
You know,
Some polos.
Well,
I haven't even gotten a polo yet.
Yeah, I got one. It's the wrong size. You gave me the XL that's misprinted, and it's got an embroidery on it that rubs my nipples.
Well, Tommy's that it costs money. They have to pay for the polos.
Are you gonna get the
OGO?
OGO?
Yeah. Well, no,
The Nike?
I'll get the big balloony.
Yeah. Hampton Bay. Big old Hampton Bay. They make fans and polos. Hampton Bay.
How good are you doing, Tommy?
So I think we came in first this week. Last season we came in second, I believe. And one of our other teams, our other team, came in first place. I think the last couple of years.
Do you guys have wacky names for your teams?
Oh, I don't think so. We're golf foreplay.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a little wacky. Yeah. Golf foreplay.
Tommy, why'd you say I don't think so? Of course.
He's messing with you.
No, that's what I just found out. This man's a liar. I was like, do you have a wacky golf name? And he said, not really. Golf foreplay. I know what that means. I know what foreplay is.
All right.
I'm an adult.
Tommy, thanks for telling us about the how it works. And if anybody wants to sign up, can you just go online and sign up? Do you have to be in person? Do you know?
I think you call. I think it's easier to call, but there might be an online sign up. But they also have prizes and stuff each week, and there's discounts for buckets of beer and appetizers and pizza. So it's definitely worth. If you like going out to these places, it's definitely worth the money and the amount of time you play you get.
Yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely, man. Hey, thank you so much, Tommy. It's always a pleasure talking to you, man. And we'll see you soon. Okay.
All right. Thanks.
See ya.
Bye, man.
You know, this reminds me.
He's really excited about that golf.
Well, he didn't even want to do it.
He didn't want to call.
He's like, I don't. He's like, hey.
He sent me all the information. He's like, just read this information.
Tom wants me to get
Tommy's
on there.
all business, man.
Tom wants me to get on there and fake being enthusiastic.
He's still mad at you about running over that sprinkler.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah. There's something.
Well, you ruined his reputation.
Tommy is such a nice guy.
And
you replaced him with Emily and Brandon
you,
driving
you
you home.
do nothing but take advantage of it.
Well,
you take advantage of that man. Why would you? The guy
I'm not taking advantage of him.
You already
I
did it.
I've got to bully him a little bit.
He doesn't want to come on the air, and you force him to come on the air.
Yeah, because I like bullying nice guys.
But what does that do for a show?
Because the people here, they like it too.
I feel like you just like bullying everybody.
No. Nice guys.
Why don't you bully me?
And D heads. Don't bully the crazy. That's how you get shot. I know my limits. Anyway, my stepdad and mom used to play in a bowling league every Tuesday or whatever.
That's not surprising.
You
come from a long line of Florida bowler boys.
And I feel like that was a huge thing in the 90s.
It was.
Or the 80s and 90s that your
Man,
parents
probably I
played
would
in
say
bowling
60s
leagues.
to 80s.
Okay, yeah. Maybe
I
it
would
is
say
old
60s
school.
to 80s because I can remember.
I think my grandma used to do it.
My dad, not in a bowling league, but he did do the quintessential tiny short softball league.
Okay, softball league.
Yep.
Yeah. Dad, softball league, bowling league.
All right, let's address this for a second. Shouldn't you and I did it for a minute. I did it for soccer, but my body has failed me now. Can no longer do it now that I'm in a wheelchair. But I'm going to start that. I'm going to start that rumor now, so when it happens, people are prepared. But yeah, don't you think you and I should join something? You're kind of doing it right now, and you don't talk about it a lot because I think you think I'm going to clown you. No. I think he thinks I'm going to clown him, but I think he clowns himself more in his own brain than I could ever clown him. He goes out there with Max, and they do flag football, and he runs around there with the other dads.
No,
that's not a league.
Yeah, no, that's every once in a while.
But you're doing it.
It's like a field day.
Why don't you join a league with your boys?
I'd love to do that. They don't want to do
karate.
It's
time for karate. It's time.
But I can't do it with them.
Hey, ding dong.
Let them do their own thing.
Hey, ding dong. It's karate time.
No.
It's time.
Join a dad league.
Sam.
Jet ski racing.
I'm not.
One wheel racing.
No,
one wheel racing.
I don't like the camaraderie.
He's not a camaraderie guy unless it's his sons.
He
wants 3 lone wolves, him and his 2 boys, out on an adventure. That's all you want, right?
Yeah, because I'm going to show up at a softball league like, hey, you want to drink beer by my truck? I'm like, no.
Who are you talking to? Wait a minute. Who was asking?
To play softball.
Were you asking me? Because I want to drink beer by everybody's truck. What's wrong with that?
It's all about they drink beer in the parking lot and you talk.
My dad didn't. They actually played softball, but he did smoke a lot of cigarettes. cigarettes. He
I
smoked
mean,
a lot of cigarettes.
there's a game of softball, but also it's like, do I want to play softball with some other fat dads? Like, are we gambling? Is there a competition?
So would you
There's
do a
money
poker?
involved?
Would you do a poker night, a poker meetup?
I would if I could somehow
Gotta be big
get
money.
If there was some,
Like it can't be piddly squatter. You're not gonna want to do it.
Yeah. If there was like
The
hundreds
problem
of dollars.
is Sammy thinks he's better than everyone. I think I figured it out.
Okay, you know what I'm still mad about?
Or
Okay, get it out. Oh, he's about to have a breakthrough.
he's too insecure. It's one or the other, right?
No. Well,
They're very close, and it's like a thin line, right?
Jimmy invited me to play poker over his house, and I think they invited the
God,
dinner for schmucks.
Radio war.
No, I'm just
Radio
saying-
war.
I yelled about this before,
I
but
know.
it was when he lived here. This is
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
And
I never got invited. You could throw a football from my house to his house. He never invited me.
Well, because you know why? Because
They ran him out of town. They ran him out of town. Pedophile.
Oh my God.
He's
No,
like,
it's not
hey,
true.
come play a home
Start
game.
that rumor now.
Because
a lot of
used-
rumors
all
on this
rumors.
episode.
This show is called Rumors.
I used to.
Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
He used to have a regular,
A standing game.
a fat dad home game
Yeah.
that I used to go play.
I'd
Everybody
play
was
that game.
drunk. We're
I'd
all
play that game.
smoking.
I won money off of Shannon
Yeah.
Burke, and then I puked on the side of I-4. Oh, I spray puked in my wife's car.
And then we're all just playing. It's fun. Like,
Yeah.
and then everybody's just calling.
Busting balls.
And then I get to Jimmy's house because now he got to a different level of wealth. And
He's rich
yeah. And then
He's got a plantation.
and,
does.
and he starts hanging out with movers and shakers of Orlando. And then he invites
Yeah.
all these other business owners over there.
He's got the big dogs
Maybe
now.
he's trying to help you market
No.
and
No,
move and
he's
shake
got
with
the-
these
I was
guys.
the mark,
Yeah.
Sam.
He was the mark.
All right, and
He's
then
got
I showed up-
He's got Glenn Clausman laughing at Tom.
I showed up with some White
Jesus.
Claw and I
Yeah.
started drinking. Like, no one else is
He had
drinking.
all
And
of his
people are
clients
drinking
there
water.
laughing at Tom.
Water?
Yeah, they're drinking water. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
Why
Watch
is
this dumb
everybody-
drunk guy lose all his money.
So, and I'm telling
Glenn
stories.
Clausman tried to pull your pants down.
I'm telling stories, and then
I
I'm
don't
like,
want your
I'm not
stories.
paying.
God damn
But
it.
that's what we did at the other one. It was all for fun, and the next thing you
Yeah,
know,
this one wasn't all for
I have
fun.
to borrow $300 from Jimmy
Oh.
because I spent.
Oh, that's when he took it out of the safe.
Yes,
I remember this.
and then he goes to his gun safe and
He had a
takes
gun
out,
safe.
and then he's like, "This IOU, you better pay me back tomorrow." I'm like, "All right," and then I lost
Tomorrow?
that too. They all took it from
God.
me, and I was S-faced, and then I was like, "Wait, you guys are they're re-raising on the button?"
Yeah.
Like,
And then he passed out in the bushes in front of my house. I had to drive him home.
I'm like, why are you re-raising the big blind? What is this? A friendly fat dad home game?
No, it's not.
And you're playing like it's a goddamn mirage.
Was that the last time you played?
Well,
Poker?
after that, it shamed
now
me
you're
because I
building your
lost
army.
$600.
But now you're building your army because you've been playing with your sons. You're building a
Yeah,
poker army
no,
behind the scenes.
No, but
And
they're
You
horrible,
vowed vengeance.
and they won't listen to my advice.
You
I'm
vowed
like,
vengeance against Jimmy with a team of poker boys.
every hand they're chasing, and I'm like, you're not gonna get it. I'm gonna beat you.
Well, they're
Quit
new.
chasing.
They're
I'm like,
new. Let them chase it and lose a bunch.
Yeah, but I'm
Loser, pigman snoozer.
I'm like, there's only 4 cards in the deck that can help you. That the chances of it hitting those cards, you shouldn't have called my bet.
Yeah.
And they're miserable.
You want to get another email, or did we even do one?
No, we just
Okay.
talked to Tommy.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. No, you're fine. I see how mad that made you. And does Jimmy know any of this? Have you told him?
I yelled at him.
I remember we called him in the air, didn't we?
I had to go and push an envelope
Yeah.
of money through his goddamn mail slot.
And then you made his
Like an
entire
animal.
show uncomfortable by yelling at him on his show. I remember all
yeah.
that.
It was the same
And then
old
we
thing.
never talked to Jimmy anymore. I think it fractured
No.
the relationship.
No, well,
I think it fractured the relationship.
No, he invited me over another game, but now he lives in the goddamn woods.
Because he has a super compound now.
And I'm
Now
like,
he-
I'm not driving out there. I'm like,
Oh, it's
I
nice
can't
out there.
It was too far though. I'm like, I can't go out. I can't
Get a hotel.
An Uber.
Get a hotel by
is
the
$80
Oviedo.
bucks out
you
there.
Get a hotel by the Oviedo chickens.
And then I'm gonna show up, and it's gonna be a
Just get
bunch
an
of
Airbnb.
guys.
There's a lot of rooms. Can't you just stay there?
Yeah,
You're a
yeah.
fan of staying at your friends'
Yeah.
houses
No.
as an
Why don't you
adult.
crash?
But I'm not staying at Jimmy's
Just
house.
crash in
Why
his
not?
office or something.
Because something weird will happen.
He starts hunting you in the woods.
No, like Tom will poop his pajama pants and then not.
Yeah, I'll be sleeping in his guest rooms, all ornate gold.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's like sleeping in
No,
Saddam
haunted.
Hussein's master bathroom.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like gold
or
toilet.
deer heads, like
Yeah.
you know.
It's very fancy. It's like sleeping in an old steakhouse.
Yeah, and then I like get up in the middle of the night. I'm like,
Hello? Hello? Is there anybody there? There's a big
Yeah.
knight suit with an axe that comes down and starts to chop you.
Nice
And then I'm like,
museum.
what's that? There's a fire outside. They're doing some sort of ritual.
Yeah. What are they doing out there? They're all dressed in white.
It's a lot of cakes.
Oh, it's weird. They're in a circle.
Yeah.
All right, I'll
What do
go
we
back
got?
to bed.
Should I read this email because
No,
it is?
I just printed
Oh
that
my
out.
God.
I just printed that out
very
to show
long.
you. That is the guy.
It looks like he's
No, no.
asking questions about the BDM Appreciation
Right. Okay,
Week.
so look at that email.
Yeah.
Okay, like don't even read it. Just look at how many paragraphs. Show it to Tom again. Do you see that?
There's
Do
a
you-
front and a back.
Yeah, front and back. You see
Wow.
that?
Yeah.
He says in that email no less than 7 times that he is not at all concerned or mad about BDM appreciation. And he didn't expect anything.
I'm gonna
okay.
jump
Well,
down
that
to
means you expected
one,
it. I
two,
know.
That's what I think.
I'm going to jump to the 5th paragraph where he says the reason for my email. So there's 4 paragraphs
Yeah.
that have nothing to do,
Well,
I guess,
no,
with the reason for
He
the
does
email.
give us really nice. He's a long-time listener, okay?
Uh-huh.
And the only reason I printed that out is because somebody on the show, I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm just throwing it out there. Actually asking a question. I believe someone on this show said that every BDM gets a gift. Somebody must have said that.
Well, surely it was not me.
And
No one said that.
And I don't believe that was me either.
No, it wasn't me either.
Oh.
And that was last year's. This
No,
year's.
no, there was.
You could order the $5 shirt. Every BDM could have the possibility of ordering the $5 shirt, and we sent it out to every BDM's email. We put the texting service that doesn't work anymore. Oh, that's what we're gonna bitch about.
You want to talk about that now? It's a good segue.
Well, no, well,
Perfect
hold on.
segue.
Let me
No,
just,
don't read it. Don't
well,
read
I'm
it.
not going
It's
to read
too
all
long.
of it. I just want to read this part where he says, for the reason for my email, do the out-of-state thing affect the giveaways as well? I really don't want to be, quote, that guy, but I never received anything while in Florida, except maybe a gold BDM magnet once, perhaps, and never received anything while
Well,
here
hold
in
on a
Memphis for
second.
3 years
A
now.
gold media magnet is something,
Yeah.
and it's gold.
Also, we only started BDM Appreciation Week last year, so he's saying anything while I've been here in Memphis for 3 years. We've only done it 1 year. This is only the second
no,
year.
I think he was just overly concerned, so I'm sending him some stuff.
Yeah.
Squeaky
I've
wheels
always
get
made
grease.
sure my address is up to date. My billing for both BDM and semantics has
I
never
got you, dog.
lapsed. What am I doing wrong? Definitely not asking for some free swag, but I'd like to confirm that I haven't slipped off the list
No.
of people who might get things now and then
You're good.
again. Let's
I
see.
got you.
Dan, I heard you mention those sublimated sunglass cases. Were those canceled or just being redone? If I could simply be on the list to buy one of those
see,
before they're
he's-
gone, that'd
He's
be
really
cool.
hat in hand here.
Yeah, so there's a
He's-
lot going on.
He's willing to do
here.
anything to get something, and I'm like, sir, it's not that good.
No.
Just send
I
him
want to tell him,
something.
it's like,
We
sir,
got
it's-
it. We're
it's-
gonna send you something.
We're sending him a prize pack because
although
I can't let that guy drown like that.
We shouldn't say that because then now everybody's gonna ask for something, and
I'll send him a prize.
Well, yeah, that's...
No. Just
2 more. I have 2 more prize packs.
one per person.
Oh my
Everybody,
god.
okay, I'll fix it. Everybody gets a prize pack if we can.
God, I love doing the same mistakes over and over. Anyway, so
And I love not caring about it.
we lost our texting number.
No,
Okay.
don't talk about it.
Okay, we did.
Okay.
So our texting number.
Now everybody that's enrolled in it, still enrolled.
don't unenroll.
Yeah. No, you're good.
You're good. You're in there.
You're in there.
You're the original.
How many?
6,000.
Yeah, I don't know how many.
Whatever. It's a
But-
lot.
So you guys are good. It's just we can now no longer use our show number 844-866-6326.
Which I'm actually, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. I'm really trying to start looking at things in a more positive way. And so, yeah, we lost our texting number because the FCC has this rule where if you mention anything that is drug related, that it can get flagged, and then they'll.
What is that?
That's
It's
not-
medicine.
I agree. Well,
I
it's just
agree.
numbers.
And yeah,
we
with
didn't even
420.
say marijuana.
No, we didn't say marijuana.
weed.
We didn't say
Okay,
pot.
we sent
I
out,
don't. I'm upset about this because this is BS.
We sent out a text that's like when we were selling, we released our grinder and
Our
our
420
tray.
merch.
Yeah, the
That's what
420.
we called it.
And
Yeah.
then
because
so-
that's a date.
Yeah, 420 merch got really, and that's all it said. I think 420 merch.
Yeah, we
did
said
it say
four-
grinder or thing? Check your text messages.
I didn't opt in. 'cause
You didn't
I-
subscribe.
Yeah, I didn't subscribe.
Anyway, and-
no, I did. But I did. I don't get the messages.
So then all of a sudden our texting
It did
service.
say Grinder and Tray, but
Okay.
Grinder, who cares?
Grinder
not
could
a-
be. That's a
that
gay
could be
man's
anything.
website. That's a gay man's website, and a tray is a man's name. There you go.
Anyway, so
Tray
it's a
on Grindr.
420 merch release, grinders and trays, and then they have now permanently, forever,
Yeah, forever.
banned our number from
Yeah.
texting anybody
Yeah.
ever in the future.
Yeah, they're like,
And I'm like,
sorry.
what?
And then I go, it's a one and done. They don't even give you a warning. And then apparently the guy told Tracy, like, nope, you're done. Sorry. And I'm like, wait a minute, let me schmooze this a little bit. How about I send you some? What if I gave you $1,000? Are you going to refund
No.
me for the number that we can't use now because I did pay for it to be a vanity number? Are you going to refund me that money?
Well, I guess in the rules, and apparently there's a lot of rules that
Too many rules.
that no one read. Like
Yeah.
I thought there was like the general rule, like don't
My man,
threaten someone's life.
yeah, we all know those.
Nudity.
If I
don't
look, if
know.
I had a
You
thought,
know?
do you think if I thought for a second that sending this we would have broken our texting service that I would have done it? Never in a million years, because we try to be too cautious with stuff.
Yeah, like I even looked at like 420. Like that's
It's just numbers.
That's
whether,
just numbers.
Whether there's marijuana in the world or not, 420 is still a time.
And we all know
Yeah,
that.
it's a date.
But how can there be a rule against that? That the FCC.
Also, yeah, it's so bizarre. Like, because again, it's not like it's a quote unquote national holiday, right?
Yeah.
It's just something that people came up
But
with.
Also,
for the
we're
date.
working with a medical marijuana company that operates within Florida, so what we're doing is above board. We're not saying, hey, if you see a drug dealer, buy his drugs, because drugs are good.
So-
Remember, Tom and Dan says.
I'm glad you mentioned that because when I first was told this, I did scream, I get a medical marijuana text
Right.
every day.
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, but it never mentions anything about weed or anything.
just
And I'm
I'm
like,
fairly
yeah.
certain they had 420 specials and they said it in their text message.
I just started going back
But
and
I
looking
opted
at
out of all of them, so I can't see it.
And then it was all just relief. You want relief today? You want and I guess they know the rules because none of it's directly.
Oh, I
says
just got one. It says super,
THC or
super
what?
day. I am following up again
Super day.
to see if 100K repay 115K over 23 Mo is still a good fit.
Well, that's a scam. That also makes me mad because
Here's one. I
I
just
get
got
10
this one.
scam texts a day. You can't fix that, FCC.
I just got this
No.
one. Good morning.
Just
This
420.
is Anitra. Can your business still benefit from an SB 7A equipment capital or an LOC?
Oh, I get a million of those. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's a scam text. They're trying to scam us, and that there's no way to stop that.
Let's see.
This is
here.
the
But you
dumbest thing
cancel
I've ever
our
heard.
number for
Oh,
420.
this is
Well, now we got to come up with a new number.
doo-doo.
You did come up with a
Doo-doo
brilliant
buns?
idea. So like 866
420, 420.
yeah. Oh, 420.
Yeah, 0420.
I'm looking through here to see. No, man. I don't think they say.
Yeah,
1-844-420 0420.
Yeah. I bet that's taken. There's a vanity number, but anyway, so we got to come up with a new texting number. And again, everybody who's already and apparently they can
Don't
transfer.
opt out.
Because we asked the company, we're like, well, did we lose all our subscribers? And they're like, no, you could transfer it to the new number, so everybody's grandfathered in. And we're like, okay. But it's still not our show number, so that's a
Right.
weird
Yeah,
thing.
that is crazy.
And then it can
Can't
never
we just
be.
pay a fine? God damn it.
Yo,
FCC.
that's
No
what-
fine forever.
$420, and yeah, it is crazy that they just do that. But then I guess that they try to do what they feel like they need to do to shut it down, right?
But again, it's
How
not,
did a person find that? Were we
it
reported?
no, it had to have been a bot, right? It just
That's pretty amazing that they were able to find that, right?
It must have been like in like a search, like to flag it or something.
And you
Yeah.
mean to tell me? Well, we can't be. I'm sure we wouldn't know, but I'm sure other people got flagged too. I mean, there's so much
Our
420.
first text was just an eggplant.
that's fine.
That should get
Yeah,
flagged.
It should get flagged.
No, it's only
That's sexual in nature.
420. I guess it was so
That is
stupid.
crazy,
Yeah.
dude. That
Oh,
is absolutely crazy.
Also, it's crazy that they could write a law or some sort of rule based on slang. Because what if someone innocently? Because okay, if you look at
Well,
the
if you said
actuality,
nugs,
okay, it's
nugs.
Yeah, well, what if you just like said happy
Buds.
420? Then you get canceled forever too.
Yeah.
Like if you said
What
happy,
if I said April 20th?
yeah, like
April
is
20th
it because,
deals. Yeah, you'd have been okay there. I bet you if you'd said like, "Hey, happy April 20th."
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
not in the.
It's not in marijuana culture. It's
well,
not the slang. It's not the vernacular.
But also, you program the bot for weed,
Yeah.
Skunk, 420.
Yeah.
Every nerd dad.
Yeah,
I mean,
sticky
who's doing
icky.
this?
Skunk.
Purple,
You know what I'm
perp.
saying? This is some old man
Yeah.
that works for the FCC, right? I don't know.
Yeah, what do we put in there? Put in there
Devil's
grass.
lettuce.
Put in there.
Because it didn't come from the actual company.
Dope.
The texting service company that we pay, they want our business. We
Yeah.
pay them monthly. So they were apologizing like, listen, it's beyond our control. It's the FCC who does this, which sounds like a lie because if I know the FCC, they don't do nothing.
Oh, here's what they said. It's the SHAFT standard. So SHAFT stands for sex, hate, alcohol, firearms, and tobacco.
We didn't do any of those.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess they're thinking that
Tobacco and weed is not the same.
Yeah, but I guess it falls under there somehow.
The shaft rule.
Oh,
Yeah, but-
screw you, Shaft.
Yeah, the shaft rule.
So nothing at all sexual. What if you said hammer hand?
You know, it's funny after reading that.
You know, what kind
Oh,
of
we did an
flag-
eggplant.
I mean, after reading
Yeah.
that, like we really didn't.
No, we
do
didn't.
anything in there.
Well,
you
can
know,
I
mean,
appeal it? You can
but I
appeal
guess-
murder.
I think like booze and tobacco or whatever, the alcohol and the tobacco. Apparently, marijuana's under that.
Okay.
Well,
yeah,
that's-
but is it all slang about anything in those subject areas?
I mean, I guess.
What if we're like, hey, we're giving away koozies? Can we say koozies because you put your beer in it? Like,
No.
what are we
Yeah.
talking about
What
here?
about like
Yeah.
cold beer? Can you say cold beer?
No. God, I hate the
So you
government.
I hate it.
So you can't text like, "Hey, Tuffy's Bottle Shop and and New Venue, the Tuffy's Music Box. If you go down there, they got 2-for-1 beers. You can't text that to people. If let's say if Dan St.
Right.
Pierre wanted us to, he's like, hey, for this thing, I got 2-for-1 beers. I can't do that. How is that
I don't
harming
know.
anybody? They opted in. Like,
I guess we're gonna read the rules, but I don't
damn
want to
it.
do that.
They're too big. They're too big. I can't read them.
Too much. Who
Could I
reads the
have
rules?
Chat GPT read the rules and then type into Chat GPT? Can we text this?
Yeah. We could definitely do
Is
that.
Did we
this
mention the free beer at our event in the texting service?
I don't know.
I thought we said like there was events where like come have a beer with Tom and
Right.
Dan. I think we
I
said
thought
that.
we've done that, but maybe that's why we got banned.
No. It was definitely at 420.
So it was they said that. They
'cause
flagged it.
when we originally thought it was some sort of problem because then you have to sign up to register your number with the FCC. I
Yeah.
wonder if that's like right when we
We
did
should
it.
have never done
that's when it got
We
Yeah.
should have
flagged.
Damn
had
it.
a rogue number.
Yeah, because
Never sign up for the FCC. Never,
No.
never tell them you have a concealed weapons permit. Never say you have a marijuana recommendation. Just
Yeah.
lie.
like we had to do that through the company though, right? Like,
Yeah,
the
they-
company wouldn't support us unless we signed up our number.
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, they sent me a number saying that they were going to eliminate our number unless we signed up. So then I went through the process of putting like our employee identification number, like our SunBiz, linking it to that so they know that we're a legitimate business within the state of Florida. Then I had to put in like our P.O. box. Then I had to put in our physical address, all this other stuff they made me fill out. And then they filled it out, and then we do one text, and they're like, broken, drugs.
They're like banned forever. All right. So,
It does make me hate the FCC again. So still getting us from beyond the grave.
oh, God.
You want to do another email?
Sure.
Yeah, pop another email out there.
Let's see. First of all, I love you guys. I've been listening to you since day one and long before the battle radio days. My question is for Dan. I know you have terrible back pain. Well, so do I. Been dental assisting for 20 years, and my L4, L5, L5 S1s are totally effed.
Is this a man?
No, it's a woman.
Okay. I was going to say, I've never heard of a male dental hygienist.
So now I finally have seen pain management, and I'm going for a procedure.
Ooh, pain
/
management.
injections.
That's what I want.
Oh, yeah.
No. I don't want the injection pain management. I want
Yeah.
the old school 2006 pain management.
Yeah, you want to wait in the
Yeah.
parking lot
Yeah, you-
for the building to open.
Yeah, and then when they open, you run inside. And,
And they just start writing
yeah,
scripts
and then
fast.
you come
fast.
out with a jug.
Yeah.
It's 3 weeks away, so in the meantime, the problem I'm running into is that the doctor will not prescribe me any narcotic for pain because
No.
of the medical marijuana.
What?
So I call our
Why'd
bud
you
doc.
tell him you're on medical marijuana?
Yeah.
I just went through this.
Yeah.
I just told you guys.
Don't tell anybody anything.
Shut up.
I called our bud doc to see if he knows any pain
His
management doctors
name is Dr. Shanlate.
that will prescribe narcotic
Now,
meds.
he's not the bud doc.
Even though that you use medical marijuana, their office doesn't have any insider referrals at all. So I'm just wondering if you have had anything to offer in regards to this.
Wait a minute. You called the bud doc
Yeah.
to see if you could get pain
Refer-
pills?
yeah.
Don't do that.
Well, not from him.
Don't do that.
They're
It's
like, I'm the
embarrassing.
bud doc.
It's embarrassing.
That's the pill doc.
Don't call Dr. Shanlate.
He's all about buds.
And he's like, help. Don't do that.
So how are you managing your pain without the pain pills,
I'm not.
Dan?
I'm not.
So you just got to suffer with Dan, I guess.
You just got to suffer. Like, alcohol works, but I'm not doing that now either because you can get into a cycle of just overly, you'll just drink yourself to death every
It's
afternoon.
better to stay off the pain pills though. Like
Yeah,
that's
stay off the pain pills.
a slippery slope. There are ways around it, although harder ways and that involve way more work. But those are the most healthy ways. Like you get into the pain pills, and I just feel like now you got an addiction.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, you start taking pain pills for more than months, and
You're-
you are addicted.
Yeah, and you're band-aiding it, right? You're not
Yeah.
like really fixing anything. You're not like, what can you like? For me, I've been trying to eat better. I'm still trying to figure out a way to exercise that can help my back. But right now, I still can't really do the Peloton as much as I want to do. So I guess you just kind of do what you can and go from there. But I'm gonna have to figure something out.
I think you just do you just have to work out past the pain, or are you injuring it more?
I think I need to go to specific strength training for my back and core. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So and I'm actually investigating that now. I have one more appointment with a this will be the third doctor I've gone to on Monday, but it's actually a friend of one of Maisie's dance compadres. And her mom is like worked in this field. She's like a lifer and like a little higher up the food chain as far as like knowing what to do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. It's really just it's cool to actually just go and sit down with somebody and try to think of a new plan of attack. So she's gonna help me out. So I'm looking forward to Monday.
Like I know Mark Marrow, and he's shown you that stuff. Like his back is destroyed. And,
It's fused. He had his fused together.
The only thing
That's one of the processes they're actually thinking about for me.
the surgery.
Well, the fusing of your back. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak on something I know nothing about.
Yeah. That's I mean, God, we had a buddy that went through surgery that ended up being a nightmare. And they always tell you, like, hey, the surgery comes with risks. And they're like, yeah, but medical technology, they got it down pretty good. And then you see someone that you know that had a bunch of problems post-surgery.
Really scary.
And then you realize that, yeah, I guess that does make sense. They're cutting into your body and, like, trying to repair things. And, like, that's not always going to go 100% right. And then, like, that
Everybody heals differently.
Yeah.
that leads into other complications, and then it's like, man, that started a avalanche of complications. I wonder if there was other ways to do it, But then you hear the people that like, oh, no surgery, do it any sort of natural way. But you talk to a doctor, it's like sometimes you need surgery. So
Right,
it's hard
right.
because then there's like a big area of question in between where it probably could go both ways. And then you're like, well, which one is it? There's
Right.
no, like, not every single
No.
doctor will say surgery, and not every single non-surgery doctor.
Because everybody's completely unique, right?
And they're like, well, there's a gray area, and that's what's so hard to make. Because then you feel the worst. I know I would think this way. I make a decision to do the surgery, and then it leads me down a long road of complications, and then I'm like, man, could I have done this without the surgery?
Yeah. Well, right now, the way that I'm kind of living is just not the way I want to live. So I got to figure out a little bit of a different plan of attack for it, right? Because I was up until, I'd say, like 6 months ago, or maybe even a little longer, I was like hyperactive, right? Like always exercising, riding my bike every day, always doing something. And then I injured myself, and then it went to 0, right? And I liked the way I was living before better, where I was constantly riding my bike outside, walking around, doing stuff. And I just want to figure that out. So Monday I will.
If you just went back to it, what could happen?
I tried that. I can't. The positioning, whatever it is that's going on back there, like when I get on, like riding my bike or walking for an extended period of time, there's something else wrong in there that it will seize up and get worse, and then I won't be able to walk. Then it gets to a point where it's like if I push through, like the day we did all the folding and everything like that, it was my back was just barking. But I'm like, just push through it. But then the following day, it was almost like I couldn't get out of bed. It's like if you go too far, you
Do more damage.
do more
Yeah.
damage. So I need a professional to look at it and then give me like maybe a little bit more real world idea of like no more injections, no more this. We're going to give you the option for something a little more severe. And then maybe we're going to go backwards and go like, hey, can we do all of this through like, I don't know, strength training or training your core or training your back in a certain way or through Pilates or through yoga. So I'm open to anything.
Yeah. It's so hard because you make a decision based on what people have told you in your research.
Yeah.
But there's also the exact opposite opinion if you look for that too.
Sure.
So then it's like, well, which ones are right? And then
Yeah,
it's
I think
like,
you gotta-
well, both are right.
you gotta
Trial
get-
and error,
And
buddy.
It's just it's kind of a luck
Yeah.
thing. If it works for you, then you pick the right course of action, but it could be the wrong one. And there is no absolute. And that's frustrating to me. It's like there's no absolute answer.
Yeah, I guess you just gotta.
God.
So, like with this, and at least the way I'm doing it now, is I'm not really going to a doctor per se. I'm going to somebody in the field that knows a lot about it to formulate like a plan of attack, right? So instead of just going to another doctor and getting a third opinion or something else, I'm going, hey, you know this. You've been doing this for 20-some years or whatever. You're in the field.
Yeah.
Here's what I've done. Here's what I'm scared to do, and here's what I'm open to do. What would you do? You know, and I guess that's all I can do is use people's expertise and their knowledge to try and help me make a better decision.
See, and then there's the cliche that if you go to a surgeon, he's going to suggest surgery.
Right.
And then if you go to a chiropractor or a
He's
a
just going to want to use
masseuse,
this little clicky
and
machine.
he's
yeah.
going to be against surgery and suggest this is the answer. But then, like, that's the thing is like, well, which one is right?
Right.
And
Hard
they're
to find a good, honest doctor.
okay,
but they're
here's
both,
what-
but
but
they're
I think
both
I
are
know,
honest.
but I think I
because they
know.
both have helped people and they both situations have worked. So
Yeah.
they're telling the truth, but it's different for everybody,
Right.
and it can be the solution.
Well, I think I know.
But both can be
Like,
the
I do
solution.
think I know. I mean, I have a gut feeling based on the amount of PT that I've done, based on the amount that I'll do it at home, because I'm pretty dedicated. They really do much, right? I'm doing bird dogs. I'm doing these stretches. I got my exercise ball out. I've got the handout that she gave me. I'm doing it all, right?
Yeah.
Do it for weeks. Still sort of feel the same. So I think that I need something a bit more severe.
What testosterone, dude? I'm telling you,
I've
get on the
had
team.
a couple guys say that,
Yeah.
it, like, you know, our buddy Steve, he said, you know, you get on that tee, you won't even feel your back.
Yeah, because your muscles will get bigger, and that will help a lot of it. And so it's like, so I mean, that seems less risky than the surgery to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah.
Although,
I'll see what
would it
this
give you
lady says, though.
hypochondria
No.
if you took it? Because then you look
No.
up side effects
No.
of tea, and then there are some.
I'm on pills
that-
right now, and I don't look at the side effects.
Okay, well, that's good.
Right, luckily, my hypochondria, whatever you want to call it, is irrational. So it doesn't make any sense.
Okay, yeah.
If it made sense, everything would scare me.
Yeah, but that's not the.
I do.
okay, yeah.
I'll ride a scooter with no helmet in a rainstorm, going faster than I
Yeah,
should.
yeah.
But I won't get on an airplane. Totally safe.
Yeah.
Airplane, totally safe. Scooter in the rain, dumbest thing you could ever do.
Yeah.
So
You're
I
right,
don't-
yeah.
it doesn't really make any sense.
That's what's the crazy part of it.
Yeah. You got one more?
Yeah, let's do this little one before we get out of here. It says, hey all, I've been listening for years and years and have never been to an event. I made it out to the BDM appreciation at Salty Sisters for my first event, and it was a blast. I won the fridge and was totally stoked. I never win anything. I
That's
just
awesome.
wanted to thank you so very much for the great time and great atmosphere. My girlfriend has never listened to the show, but hears me talk about it all the time, and she had a freaking blast. It was our last hurrah before our twins are born, so this meant a lot to both of us. Anyways, thank you again for the time and the awesome fridge.
Don't you put 1 ounce of breast milk in that fridge. Not 1 ounce.
You know, I met a lot of people there. Like, this is my first event.
Yeah,
There's a lot
it
of
was a lot
they
of
were so
first-timers.
sweet. They were so sweet.
We're-
I've never seen people. You know what I liked this time about our BDM appreciation more than anything is that this time and this is selfish, but this time we get to stand on the stage, elevated a little
And
bit,
look
like
down
kings.
at you.
Yeah, and then and look down at you as you won your prize, and the look of pure. Just like, God, Dom and Dan are so awesome. Look at them. They're giving us stuff. And like when you look up at us like we're gods, it just really just gives me a God complex and makes me want to smite you all.
I always wonder when someone.
You like that. Come on, be honest.
I've been a BDM for 5 years, and this is my first event. And I'm like, and they live local. I'm always like, you never
Why?
came to one before?
Yeah.
Like all the other ones we did? Like,
Not ready.
Never just
Not ready for it.
swing by and then.
What about this lady? She lived with him, and he's been listening to the show for, let's say, 10 years, and she's never listened to the show. I find that weird as well.
Nah, there's tons of stuff that I listen to or watch that my husband doesn't.
And does he have
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
that he
Yeah.
watches and listens to
Oh.
that...
My wife couldn't tell you the name of one podcast I listen to.
Does she listen to any podcast on her own?
No.
She's more of a music gal.
Yep.
Interesting.
Only music. But if you asked her, if you paid her $100 to I'll give you $100 for every podcast that's in my phone, I bet you she couldn't name one.
Ooh,
Because
wow.
she'd
Well,
start naming
but
old
of course
ones.
she would name semantics. I mean,
Yeah. the number one. He hasn't loaded number one.
Yeah.
I bet
Automatically
you,
starts playing.
this mother effer isn't even subscribed to a corporate time or
No.
a mediocre
Well,
time to
I had
give
to
us the free
delete them
Blake and
all.
downloads.
No, because my phone filled up and I had to delete all
Your
of my
phone
podcasts.
filled up.
Yeah.
What kind? What do you got? 12 gig?
No, I got a lot of big
I got
ones.
100. You ain't got a big
I got
one.
the biggest phone.
Oh,
I got a
it's
big
the
one.
biggest.
But my emails got too much, and then it said I had
My
like
emails.
Too much.
My
Okay.
emails got too much.
it was like 250.
Delete some emails.
Well, I did. I started going through page by page. I had
Oh my God.
one page at a time.
Oh.
And then my podcasts, I had to delete the whole app, and then
Read
all
your
my
podcast. Read your podcast to us.
Well, now it's not as many as it used to be.
Give us a couple
Yeah,
examples.
I'll read
But
mine.
are they all gambling?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I
There's no-
probably won't know any of them either.
No, yeah. I was
I'll
listening
give you
to
mine.
the 3 and Out podcast, The Sporting, Even Money, Colin Cowherd, Dream Preview, Bill Simmons, Deep
Dream
Dive.
preview.
Yeah.
That's a porno one.
Oh.
No, that's a gambling.
I got some boring one. You want to hear mine? I got Same Brain. I've got A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan, Mad Scientist Party Hour, Ride the Lightning, the unofficial Tesla podcast.
What's a Mad Scientist Party Hour?
Mad Scientist Party Hour was a guy that used to be on Ellis. What's his name?
On the skateboard.
Jason Ellis. Yeah. He was
yeah.
the main comedian on the Jason Ellis show, and then Jason Ellis and Tully from that show fired this guy for no reason. So I subscribed to it when, 'cause he was doing this podcast too. So I subscribed to it to listen to the guy. And I'm still subscribed. Tuttle Daily Podcast, The Feed, Semantics, Tiger Belly, Scotch and Good Conversation, Corporate Time, School of Podcasting, Pod News, and Ask the Podcast Coach.
There's a bunch of podcasts.
Oh,
Damn.
I think we've done enough today.
That's all we can do.
Are we at the end?
We're done.
We did it.
We're done.
All right. That was great.
God damn, too much Diet Coke. Fucking idiot. What the hell is that? I got real mad.
That was a bad one too.
I know.
That
I'm
was a
putting this
thick
shit
boy.
away.
Oh, my lizard's
Thick.
back on the top.
Oh, he wants that warmth, dude. Look, he's putting his belly on it. What if she has babies? What if it's a woman, like,
Could be.
the warming her eggs? Where's that go?
Tuesday 1 and 2. When you were pointing at me at 13 minutes, there wasn't a curse, right? You were just telling me the emails.
I was just saying, hey, we'll probably go to an email.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I wrote it down just in case.
Yeah, I saw you, and I was like, man, that's a good producer. When your producer's like, look, I don't know what he said, but I'm going to make a time note. I was like, thank you for doing that. All right.
Do you want to do any more? I want to save for tomorrow.
I got to hit the post office.
How much time do we need for that?
For Wednesday 4, we need 18.
Let's do it. Let's
just
get it
do
done
18
since we
minutes.
have
Okay.
the time.
And
if
that
you
way-
guys don't mind.
Tomorrow we could work on the charity event.
Yeah, I want to get those. I'm almost finalized those emails. They're pretty good. I've been sending them to Tracy and having her like punch them up, and then I load them back in to see if we can get them better and fine tune them. It's kind of cool to see if you can tighten up your message a little bit. Did you know you can go on there and you can be like, hey, like make this a little more brief, or like it's a little too wordy. Can you like
condense it?
Yeah, condense
Okay.
it a little bit.
Oh, they got a Diet Coke count now on Tom.
Man, I wish we could have named our beer Slam Hog.
Can we not?
No, it's a little too nasty towards ladies.
I didn't know that was gender specific.
It's probably not. It's probably not. It was. I think it probably was, but
Does the internet even know what that is?
yeah, I looked it up.
Okay.
When in fact, actually, when you ask ChatGPT about Slam Hogs, it says that it's a derogatory term for ladies.
Mm.
But ChatGPT, admittedly, is
What
a
if
little
we
behind the times.
Put Chungus somewhere in there.
I thought about that.
Chungus juice.
That sounds disgusting.
Really
I'm not
bad.
drinking a beer.
That's
I'm
a
Chungus
bad
juice.
one. Really bad one. Okay, 18 minutes.
You're gonna love our Chungus juice.
Let's do voicemails. Let me get these out here. Do you guys want to do randos? I got randos. Unedited randos. I can do roulette. All right, bring us back.
And this is after Shireen, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I bring us back. 3, Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Hey, did you know that we are live on Twitch and YouTube every single Monday through Friday? And you can catch us. We start around 10:30, and we go until like right around 3 or 3:30. Go to twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, or on YouTube, just at Tom and Dan Live. You'll find us, and you can watch the show.
Also, Shireen wanted to remind everybody she's doing stand-up at Bloodhound. It's a
Bloodhound
bar.
Brew, yeah.
Yeah, and
She says the wings are great.
you can get 25% off tickets if you use promo code BDM and just buy your tickets on Shireen's Facebook page. And
Don't you find it highly suspect that any club owner would give 25% off of anything?
Well, I mean,
That's pretty awesome.
Like,
So you use code BDM, you get 25% off a ticket.
yeah.
Well, save you some beer money. I love it.
Um,
Thank you, Bloodhound, and thank you, Shireen.
Let's do some voicemail.
All right, I got 3 that I haven't edited yet. You want to do some unedited, like Wild Wild West kind of a, like this is just right off the hip kind of a thing? Here we go. Uh-oh.
What's up, guys? This is the Barry Joe. Listen, y'all got to get out more if you're praising Taco Bell fire sauce so much. I'm sorry to, no.
Okay, pause. Pause. You're already wrong. You're already wrong.
It's funny what people hear.
I know hot sauce. How dare you leave a voicemail on this show and even question, you know what, and unfortunately, I apologize to you now, Tom. You know hot sauce, too. I'm going to lump you in here.
Yeah.
It is insulting that DeBerry Joe would call up to this show and act as if the two of us, two guys that have made chili that's unedible, would not know hot sauce. We know our hot sauces, man.
We know that, yes, it's not the best and may not even be good without the nostalgia. But
Yes.
what we were saying is the nostalgia of the fire sauce
Pushes it through.
Yes. to make it good, because when you're eating it, it brings you back to a time.
It does.
That
Have you seen the song on TikTok that's making people cry?
What do you mean?
Look that up. There's a song on TikTok. It's like an ethereal kind of song. And then this like young, like really cool, hip-looking influencer comes on and he's like, hey, man, this is that song that everybody's been putting in the back of their TikTok videos. And then when you pair this song with memories from the past, it will make you cry. And then he goes into the study of why music does that. And this is something that Tom and I used to talk about with Bubba Whoop-Ass Wilson back on the Monsters all the time, because we became sort of obsessed with different music patterns and chord changes that give you an emotional feeling. Because Bubba knows that stuff.
Yeah. It's all like rooted.
There's a theory to it. Yeah.
Nostalgia, and then like certain smells and things. Like
there are certain chord changes that you can do on a keyboard that if I lead you one direction, right? I'm playing a pattern, and then I go and let's say I change it. I take it, I don't know, like down a third, or maybe I take it to a minor key where I can give you goosebumps. Just on the chord change, because your brain will associate those sounds with something that means something to you, where you quite possibly heard that, subconsciously you downloaded it, something like that. But anyway, DeBerry Joe, I'll allow you to continue, but you're wrong.
It's fine on Taco Bell, but if you're making your own tacos at home, don't put that shit on there. No. I've got 8 different taco sauces in here. My number one right now, even though it's featured on Hot Ones, the Taco Vibes only.
No. You're using the Hot One sauces? You fell for it. You fell for all Big Sauce's marketing, and you fell right into it. You mean to tell me you're going to watch Hot Ones and have the audacity to call up here and act as if you're some hot sauce savant? Are you serious? From Hot Ones, the thing that every basic bitch on the planet is watching to get their hot sauce ideas? That's where you get your hot sauce ideas?
Have you tried that Truff hot sauce?
I cannot bring myself to buy it because it's so expensive.
Crystal got it for me.
Is it good?
For Christmas as like
I
a
heard it's
stocking
really good.
stuffer. It's good, but it's not. I don't like the container.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, I
like it where a little
I didn't
more.
think you would give a damn about a container.
I like this side of it. Well, you're talking about something he cares about.
Yeah.
And little known fact is gambling and hot sauce are two of the things that light the fire.
I like my hot sauce containers to be tapered at the top.
I do too.
I
don't like a pour.
Yeah. I don't like a Fat Boy tube.
No.
Just,
yeah. Look at you sitting there like a big old fat boy too.
I like mine to
Taper.
Cholula at the top.
Yeah, I like to have a little cap on there with a tiny circle in it where I have to gently splash my hot sauce.
And I am a big fan, speaking of Cholula, of wooden caps.
I like wooden caps too.
Caps.
But here's the thing about a wooden cap. It can't be a true wooden cap because it wouldn't be sanitary. You got to put a little plastic sleeve inside and it's got to fall out and then you can't find it and then you got to just stick a rag in there.
So that's it.
We did a lot of good here.
Yeah. The trough.
What's your favorite hot sauce right now?
I still like Valentina's.
You know, my favorite
for anything.
My
tacos.
favorite taco sauce right now. If you want to get my favorite hot sauce to put on tacos, you can't buy it in a store, but you can buy it at a restaurant. They are not affiliated. I wish they were. I love them. You have been there. La Fiesta. It's right there on Curry Ford. The man that owns the place, he makes a habanero and carrot and like citrus juice paste. Like it's making my mouth water, and it's just orange, straight orange. It'll burn your butt, and that's what I like. I like that.
And I also, if it's not Mexican food, I like a standard Tabasco.
I do too.
Like
Mexican with Mexican.
Yeah,
Where are you on siracha?
Sriracha Asian.
With Asian.
Yeah.
Asian only.
No,
Yeah.
sriracha, you
Put
get a
some
little.
sriracha on your eggs?
No,
I'll do that, but I prefer regular Texas Pete for eggs.
I only like
Or Frank's.
sriracha on anything Asian.
Okay.
And,
What about roasted
or
carrots?
Poke bowls.
Not on roasted carrots.
Yeah,
No.
honey and sriracha? Carrots? Yeah.
Oh, that sounds horrifying.
Delicious.
No,
Like-
I'll try it, but sriracha and chili. I'll give it a pass on some chili. And you know what's an underrated hot sauce? Green mild Tabasco. Very underrated.
Yeah.
It's tangy, not like necessarily spicy. Look, I know more about hot sauce than you. I have more hot sauce knowledge in my pinky finger than DeBerry Joe has as an entire vessel.
I used to like Matooks a lot, obviously,
Can't eat
but
that anymore.
It got me
We
too
over
good.
Matooks
Yeah, it destroyed my.
And it's
everything.
thick. It's a thick boy. You paste it on.
Yeah. Scotch bonnet sauces.
Ooh.
It just
Can't do it anymore.
they aged out of it.
Anything with bonnet in it.
Yeah.
On
it's
my eggs, though, to go back to what you were saying, I will do sriracha. Not my favorite. I like a Texas Pete or a Frank's on an omelet or on a fried egg.
Yeah. Okay.
I like Valentina. That they have that at Gringo's. If you want to go Gringo style, you get Valentina. Extra hot. You can get that at Walmart.
Oh, I got the best hot sauce for a cheesesteak sub is Crystal.
Oh,
I've never put hot sauce
DeBerry
on my
Joe's in
cheesesteak.
here.
No?
We have a straight up hot sauce war, DeBerry Joe and I right now. He
What?
says I'm wrong.
Yeah, but with DeBerry
Hot sauce
Joe,
war.
we're naming tried and true hot sauces. American.
Yeah, we're
you're,
traditionalists.
you're naming some internet flim
Yeah,
flam.
you have fallen
Yeah.
prey to the influencers who,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
fad. It'll be gone soon.
Yeah.
We're talking about Frank's. We're
Yeah.
talking about Valentino. These
Crystal,
are sauces that
Cholula.
these are the spine of America. And you have the audacity to come in here with your hot ones garbage. These
Yeah.
influencers.
Yeah. This is what's wrong with millennials.
It is.
You are a millennial.
yeah, barely.
I'm at the top age.
Speaking of
Huh?
the Twitch chat, they want Dan to show Tom some of the Met Gala
They're horrible.
fashion and see
Oh,
his
so
opinion
the
on
Met
some
Gala was
What is
absolutely
that?
horrible last night.
What is
of.
that?
It's like a fashion.
It's an art
party. I don't
yeah,
even
it's
know.
like an art party. It's
Yeah.
it's a famous fashion art party that's been going around
It's
for
a farty.
forever. It's a
Okay.
farty. And you go there, and I think the trick is they give a theme every year, and the trick is that you're supposed to go and kind of like you acknowledge the theme by having you and your team and your designers kind of dress you in a way that represents the whatever the theme is that year. What was do you know the theme of this
It
year's
was a
Met?
specific
It's like-
fashion guy that died recently, I think. But
you got to think of it like in
apparently he was a
terms of-
terrible person.
You got to think of it in terms of like prom, where it's like this year's theme is under the sea.
It's like a ball.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And is it to put together the most absurd?
Oh, it was Karl
fashion?
Lagerfeld?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I almost bought a Karl Lagerfeld helmet. The
so
same company that makes my helmet, you know,
Yeah.
It was-
Karl Lagerfeld made a helmet, except the exterior of it was wool.
it's an annual. It's
I
an
almost bought it.
annual fundraising gala held for the benefit of the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume
Yeah.
Institution in New York City.
It is
So it's
the
also
most-
a fundraiser.
It is the most pompous BS
Yeah.
garbage you've ever seen in your life.
But is it supposed to be over the top,
Yes.
Yeah.
ridiculous?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So
like
I
Little
give
Nas
that a
X-
pass. It's you wear some ridiculous bird cage that has a
Did you
live
see Little
bird-
Nas
I don't
here?
know.
Little Nas X looked awesome.
But it's absurd, right? It's not real fashion. It's the absurdity of it.
It is
right?
real fashion, but it's also
It's extravagant fashion.
It's also
really.
extreme, but it's legit fashion. So there's Little Nas X from the Met Gala.
Okay. Well,
And he
just-
shows, he's
all
basically
silver.
nude, and there's his butt, and like I
his
think,
butt's out?
yeah,
it's
I'll say-
avant-garde.
Yeah, it's avant-garde. I'll say, look, he looks great, but he also looks like an absolute fool
But it's not.
because you can look like both.
It's not like this is obviously not fashion. It's just he's painted silver. His
Well, it is
entire
Do you know
skin.
what fashion is?
It
I
is
don't-
fashion.
I
It
don't-
is fashion.
Yeah,
it's
it
a literal
is.
fashion
Yeah,
show.
I mean, yeah, this is.
I thought
mean,
fashion meant like some clothes that could be worn.
He has.
well, you're thinking of like day-to-day fashion.
in this particular art installation of fashion, his
You're
body,
not buying this at Target.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
his
it's
body has
art.
been adorned with over like 15 million Swarovski, whatever those things are, crystal. You know what I mean? Like it's that
Yeah.
kind of fashion.
So it's basically like a live art.
Yeah, but these are things you got to think that any of these pieces of clothing that they're wearing, and trust me, somebody designed that. I know you think no. I know you think that he just went to Walmart
silver banana
and bought a silver
Okay,
banana,
okay.
but somebody big name designed that, right? And they gave it to him. I'm sure the price of that little slingshot that he's wearing is like $15,000 or something.
Okay, yeah.
Those boots he has on are $22,000, handmade leather, and then somebody,
Yeah.
put the crystals all over them. That whole thing, somebody did design that. Absolutely. But it's not ready to wear. It's not pret-a-porter. It's not something you can go and buy.
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
was designed by like the design house of whatever the F.
How much do people pay to attend this?
I think you have to be invited
You
or
definitely have to be invited, but I'm not sure if you have to pay or not.
Well, how do they raise money then?
I don't know.
Maybe they
I
sell
have no
their.
idea. I don't think the raising of the money is that important. I think everybody just
Okay.
likes to get out there and show their butt and,
Well, they-
wear a dumb outfit.
Well, they mentioned charity.
Right.
So I
yeah,
thought
but
that's
most
what-
radio stations
Maybe
mention
they-
charity. And
Yeah.
Oh no, they do sell tickets and tables. Yeah.
there
Okay.
you go.
So I'm
Cost
sure.
of a single ticket this year is $50,000, with tables starting at $300,000.
So there
Oh
you
my
go.
God! 300,000.
Well, 50,000 for just a seat.
That's absurd. Who?
Yeah, that's dumb.
I mean, just some rich.
The tables are typically purchased by major businesses and fashion firms.
Hey, we're a major
last year
business.
they raised $17.4 million.
Oh my God! 50,000
Yeah.
a ticket.
But did you see it? Like, let's see if I can think of some. Of
Is it fun?
What do you care? You ain't fun.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
you know what?
do people that spend that go there and like, it was
Let
worth
me give
it.
you a real take. I'm
People
gonna,
like seeing celebrities.
I
man.
don't think it's fun for the celebrities as much as it is for the people at home. Because, like, imagine Little Nas X. Look, I'm sure he loves the attention, and he looks like a space alien. He's got the crystals all over him and everything. But at the same time, it must have taken him 6 hours to get that done. And then he gets to walk around for a little bit, and God forbid he needs to go to the bathroom or something. He ruins his whole costume. So I don't think it's fun. I think it's
But
just
they're doing it because it's raising.
spectacle.
like, look at Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish looks like a ghost.
Listen, if you're raising 17 million for charity, I mean, it's hard to talk that much about it. You know, it's like
Oh
that's
no,
a
I'm not
lot
talking.
of-
I'm not talking s about the charity aspect. I'm
No,
talking
I
s
know.
about how stupid the celebrities look.
stupid. It
That's
is.
completely different.
But I'm wondering if you're sitting there, 50,000. What other? How long is it? How many different celebrities are involved? Because there's got to be non-celebrities, right? That
Well, the
like,
ones
just
that
models.
well, there's Giselle. She looks good. She's like angel wings and a long gown.
And they just walk out,
Show him Jared Leto.
and then they turn
yeah, let me see
around
if I
and
can
then
find
walk
Jared
back,
Leto.
right?
Usher, he looks. I don't know. He looks
Is
like
it
a
all
cab driver.
celebrities? I don't know anything
no,
about this.
I don't believe it is all celebrities. Who is that?
They're the ones that get photographed the most, obviously.
There's Alton Mason.
And
So you get a lot of like
how long do they?
androgynous, a lot of cross-dressing, a lot of like flamboyant gay dressing.
So do they just come out one time? How long? Like little?
No, they have multiple costume changes.
Okay, so little
throughout,
Nas
throughout
X.
the day.
All right, and then they come out and they walk out. I've seen like runways before, and then they turn around, and walk back, or do they stay out there for a while?
I think they go in and
I think it's a dinner.
yeah, it's a dinner. So there's Kim Kardashian. She looks like I don't know what she's done to her body and whatever.
Oh, so it's a dinner. It's not like you just walk out and show your costume and come back. You go
Well,
to
what are you
dinner.
buying a table for?
Well, I thought
Yeah.
they were
Erykah
presenting it to you.
Badu. Erykah Badu looks like maybe a bass player in Parliament Funkadelic or a sheepdog or
So do you
Lizzo looks great.
do you get a celebrity at every table? Or
You're asking a lot of questions I have no answers for. I wish.
Well,
I
I'm
could.
just trying to figure it
They're
out.
great questions. I just wish I could. I'm trying to find Jared Leto for you to
Oh,
show
it
you.
so it says, what happens at the Met Gala? In short, it's a secret. For this reason, guests must abide by the no phone and therefore no social media policy. However, you can see exclusive photos from inside the 2023 Met Gala and catch a glimpse of the table settings, menu, and decor. So it is a dinner. You can see behind the scenes.
Here he is. Okay, this is Jared
I
Leto.
guess they try and keep it kind of secret on what actually happens inside the Met Gala. Yeah, that's
well,
Jared Leto.
Yeah, Jared Leto dressed like a cat.
Okay. So
But he had to take the head off so you knew it was him.
well,
Right.
now I can't stop thinking about what happens inside there.
You got to pay $50 grand to find out.
Then you're falling
Well,
for their
Hold on.
trap.
There's someone that has said what happens. Like
They
even
probably got to sign an NDA.
You know, I bet you.
No,
I
it's
bet
on
you
the
we have a
internet.
friend that knows. You know, who I think has been to the Met Gala is our buddy Kevin Vincent.
Dude,
I think Kevin's been to it.
okay, you also have to sign like NDAs, I'm sure, to
Why don't we do a Met Gala around here and have all
Ooh,
of our listeners
do it.
dress up in really dumb costumes and come and just trash a place?
Well, what do you do inside there?
We
Can't
can't
tell
tell
you.
you. God, good job.
Okay,
It's like our BDM shows. You
Yeah,
got
I
to be
like
a
it.
member.
Yeah, you got to be a member.
we were told what happens in what's that big
Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, Bohemian
Alex
Grove.
Jones told us that.
And so we had a BDM that had seen it firsthand. He told us what
We can't
happened.
even
in
say
there.
who that guy. He played piano there.
And so I'm sure that it's leaked in the internet. It's on some Reddit page or whatever that someone went to the Met Gala and because so you pay for a ticket. Like, does a celebrity sit at your big table and so like you're guaranteed to sit with?
I don't think you're guaranteed a celebrity.
No,
I
I
would
don't think
imagine that
so.
the celebrities frolic amongst themselves, and you're just a table on the exterior circle.
Oh, and then you just get to see the celebrities.
Yeah,
and-
kind of like an award show. Like, you don't get to guaranteed sit next to Tom Hanks at the Oscars, but you can be up in the balcony and watch Tom Hanks.
But is there any stage show or like someone?
They
like,
might have somebody perform, but I think you just go
Or maybe
through
an actual fashion
maybe
show.
you go
'Cause
through
there are quote unquote hosts. I don't know what they
carving
do.
station. You get a little baked ziti. You get a
Well,
roll.
That's what I thought, that you all sat around and then there was a runway
In
the middle.
2023, the hosts are Penelope Cruz, Michaela Coel, Roger Federer, Dua Lipa, and Anna Wintour.
Oh,
So all these
So they're hosting
celebrities.
something.
from Vogue.
Okay, but someone has to have.
A celebration of fashion as we know it today.
So is it
A lot of tributes. They probably did some slideshow of Karl Lagerfeld.
They probably had like new lines of fashion
Yeah.
come out on Do a Walkway.
Yeah,
Okay.
They may have had maybe
And
Dua
each
Lipa
celebrity-
opens by singing a song. She does a little levitating,
But then like Lizzo walks.
It's just hobnobbing.
Okay.
Yeah. kind of like what we did at Salty Sisters. To tell you the truth,
Well then why?
we just did the redneck hoedown version.
Yeah,
on the
we
beach.
made our listeners do the actual
But if
singing
you
and
think
dancing.
about it, we
but
didn't
what's the secrecy about? Because they're obviously
to make you want to go and to give it energy, because if we all said, yeah, it's not a big deal, look at all these dumb celebrities that are already rich that are just having another fun party, and we all sit on our asses and genuflect at them like they're gods, it would piss people off. So you got to keep the energy level high by saying, don't say what happens in it. That way we're cool and mysterious.
Well, something interesting must be happening to raise 17
No.
million.
You always say that, but the answer is
No?
always no.
But 50, I mean, because you could do that. Okay, it's like
You just want to be in the room with that many weirdos, right? It's like the biggest of the big. You got Puff Daddy, you got Beyonce, you've got Rick Ross, you've got Jay-Z, you've got Tom Hanks, you've got Jared Leto, Lizzo, anybody you can think of, all the fashion people. Anna Wintour's there. You've got the highest forms of fashion, Little Nas X,
I wonder,
Miley Cyrus,
So
Taylor Swift.
and all the celebrities just go
Yes.
because all the
And
celebrities
it's the
go.
only time you can see them all like really in one room, and they're dressed up all crazy.
And there's no paparazzi or any cameras allowed inside.
Only outside, not
okay.
inside.
Okay, so it's the shroud of secrecy that's kind of propelled this thing for so long.
I think
probably.
maybe, yeah.
Interesting.
And maybe the secrecy shroud is less of a secrecy shroud to show you or to keep what's going on in there from you. But maybe it is maybe you answered it yourself without even knowing it. Maybe they're doing nothing inside because it's the only time they ever get no paparazzi and they can all just hang out and see each other. So what if they were actually being normal in there, and that's why they don't say anything? You got Lizzo.
And it is an actual art museum, so you can look at the art.
Right, so
inside the
Lizzo
art
could walk
museum.
around and go over to Anna Wintour and say, like, hey, I've never met you. It's very nice to meet you. Oh, hi, I'm Lizzo.
Okay. And then you
There are live performances.
And you get to be normal.
and for 50,000, someone could pay just to be around that.
To be normal in there.
Yeah. Can you hassle Lizzo?
I think Kevin Vincent's been to that. We have to talk to Kevin.
Okay.
I went to his wedding. We talked to him, and I think maybe he's been to this.
to the Met Gala.
But he has pictures with everybody. He had a picture with Steve Martin the night that we went.
Okay. All right.
He does it. He's that guy.
If you've been to the Met Gala, send us an email. We want to hear
I'll
about it.
reach out to him.
All right. We will see you tomorrow.
All right, nice. That actually went well. Talking about the stinky Met Gala. Where's this go?
Wednesday 4.
All right.
I need some intros.
Yes, ma'am.
My lizard's taking his nap again.
He's on
Got his
that
little
heat.
head on top.
He's on that heat.
Yeah. It's got to be because of the heat.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, I guess, because I think we're done today. So.